I want to play a game.
What's going on, you guys? Final Boss here. So I got 6-0 currently using this deck that the video you guys just saw. Really great deck. But we have the Dart Goblins. So let's go on ahead and gym these bad boys like the gymminess that we were born to do. Sweet. 150 gems is a good solid value for I think getting them to level 6 is the standard there. Brand spanking new, still got the new emblem on them. It's nice and fresh. Look at that. Okay, so I wonder how many gems it's going to take to get these things. The tournament standard. So I think after this, I'm just going to go on ahead and get into some grand challenges. See if I can get 12. I'm going to go and after I record this, I'm going to go on ahead and just kind of log off onto here, try to figure out a deck I'm going to play. I'm going to do a couple friendlies with some people, and then I'm going to get into it just to see what we're going to have here. So 196, 17. Okay, so we got them 15 out of 100. So that puts 85. So, I could play some grand challenges and getting him going, but that's not going to help us out here. So I think we could probably do that with 30 rares, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90. That means that we would have to get all Dark Goblins. So we might have to spend 2,000 gems. Alright, YOLO. Let's do it. Alright. So some gold, minions, Dark Goblins, minions. Maybe we'll get lucky and get my Lava Hound out of here. Lightning, 30 goblins. Alright, cool. Please don't throw us a... Can we do it in 3? Can we do it in 3? Expo. What? Wizards? Why? Oh, no. Don't you do it. 1? Why is it doing this? I don't... You're messing with my grand challenge money here. Okay, there we go. We got to level 7, so thank God. Jesus Christ. Wow. Alright, there we go, guys. So now we got this thing up into tourney standards. Let's go on ahead and spend some gold. That was way more expensive than it had to be. This game is not fair, and their chests, come on, balancing. So going ahead and hit that 4,000. 236 hit points, damage per second. Alright guys, so stay tuned until after this. This is going to fast forward and flow right into the next match, but I have to actually go and play with this thing so I don't get messed up in the grand challenges. I'm thinking that this is going to be a great substitute for the archers from everything I've watched and checked out. But so we're going to get on ahead and give that a go. I think I'm going to keep the minions in a deck. So I'm probably going to do a Dark Goblin minion deck and then probably do some kind of hog cycle. So stay tuned. Alright, you guys. The game threw me a curveball. I got the jungle pack, so I just decided to go on ahead and open this bad boy to hopefully get a Lava Hound. That's all we've been wanting. So we got some Elite Barbs, some Zaps. We're going to need a bunch of epics here to have any kind of success. So if it's a little not flowing as good as it is, 21 tornadoes, yes! Come on, Lava Hound. Come on, Lava Hound, please. Please don't be a Sparky. Please. Really? Oh. Cue in some tiny violin music right here. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so the video might not be flowing as normally it is, but I'm trying to get this video out as soon as possible. So had some great success with that, and actually got the 12 wins with the Grand Challenge. And it wasn't the same deck that I was using, but we're going to go on ahead and look over some of the gameplay, and we're about to get into it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, my computer just crashed, so this was I put in the Dark Gob. This is the deck that I'm using. Just got 12 wins with it. I did have the 6-0 already previously stated. I was sharing that with my new buddy Koo. I got a video coming out with me and him. He actually got the Legendary Arena with level 3, so I know you guys are going to be excited for that one. I thought his strategy was really cool of how he got there. So some people is going to be a little salty. He does have some legendaries in it, but who cares? It's impressive that he got there. as that. I should have put my Ice Spirit down there and Pig Push past the furnace, but he put it down after I got the push started, so it's all good there. He is playing against we were playing against an Expo deck, so just playing nice and smooth and easy, not being super overly aggressive here. So he has his Mega Minion coming down. Not sure what he has yet at this point, so just kind of playing nice and slow. So earlier this kind of worked out with me successfully. It was crazy. Just the Ice Spirit and the Dark Goblin will take I took almost 700 damage, and that's with the Dark Goblin being zapped. I'm going to show that one here in a minute. So we're getting some damage going on here. I was hoping that that was going to be nice and successful, but our Musketeer kind of cleaned up, and he's mirroring the skeleton army. So here comes his skeleton army, and look at the Dark Goblin just cleaning up, and the furnace is dead. It's done. It's done. So thought I could get a nice push on here, but I guess he's already maybe even played against a few, so he knows that the log is actually going to kill the Dark Goblin. Maybe he watched a video on it on the sneak peeks. But this guy is not only this dude's deck is weird, but I guess he did pretty good with it. I've never seen an Expo deck quite like this, but he's got some chip damage coming in here. It looks like he's trying to get set up, but we're not letting him. So don't care about the Ice Golem here. We're just going to go on ahead and push past all of this business right here. We're going to get 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits. So that tower is almost down. We're just going to need to get one nice one. But this Dark Goblin is just going to come in here and just clean up the rest of this mess right here. And now he exposes that he has the Expo, but he does a nice log right there. And we got our cannon is actually locked on to the Expo, so that was awesome. He tried to get the Ice Golem down, but was not very successful. At this point, I know that I can just fireball him out, so I was sending a fireball to take care of the furnace and do some chip damage as he's still trying to drop some spawners down. Now, one good Expo push can end my tower, but we're not going to let that happen. So we got the Dark Goblin coming in. He completely misses that. He drops down the oops. And that's pretty much the game right here. Hog's going to come in and do some damage on that goblin, but we're going to go on ahead and drop the Ice Golem in his face. Went ahead and zapped that away just so we didn't have to deal with that. That's going to slow everything down. The Expo is not going to get to our tower, and that is the ball game. So Dark Goblin's really awesome. It's going to probably be a really good counter, or it is actually a really good counter to all these bait decks that are being used a lot. So that's going to be a really nice situation. So I did drop a game on here. I should not have lost it. He did drop Graveyard as soon as the fireball was coming in and zap, and his little skeleton army did 9 million damage to me. So we're going to go ahead and break down a game against the Lava Hound. This was really good. If I could give him one piece of advice, if you're coming to my channel after maybe you watched me play it, I would definitely change out your rage for the fireball. Also, I have not been responding to the stuff, so I've just been turning it off as I kind of spoke in previously. So I didn't have much of a starting hand, so I just went on ahead and threw down the Ice Spirit, and look at that. The Dark Goblin's just going to town. Almost 700 damage, guys. That is just crazy. Super good on that. So we went ahead and kept the pressure alive, so you don't always have to respond to a Lava Hound. The Lava Hound alone is not that scary. It's what the troops are going to be behind it, because it's just a tank and that's it. So we're going to ignore the minions over there. The Baby D is going to lock onto the Ice Golem to give us enough time for our Musket to do some work. Try to get in my Ice Spirit, but the Ice Spirit kind of took care of all of that. But the Musketeer was there to do the dirty work and go on ahead and clean everything up. So Musketeer's marching down for a death, and he puts a Valkyrie in her face. Going ahead and put the Dark Goblin over there on the left-hand side, and he's going to zap that. Now check this guys out. All right, 2 hits. He was zapped, and he still gets 2 hits in for a good amount of damage. So he is super, I mean, he's cool. I'm just not sure if he's going to fit in all the decks. It's a brand new card, and just wanted to get this out, but you know, I'm pretty sure that if I can get the 6-0, I could win a 12 wins in a grand challenge with it. So I did get some practice games in, was playing some different games with it. I actually did some warm-up games against Lava Loon. and was using like a tornado variation, but I wanted to go a little bit more serious and use a hog deck and something that I knew that I was going to have like a real good chance so I could get a video out for you guys, and also have it against some decent competition, which you can normally find in Grand Challenges. And that's also why I like to play Grand Challenges. Not so much, I mean, obviously I don't, it's not maxed yet, and I can't really bring it into ladder play, but it's actually almost at level 8 right now with the chest opening and everything else. I did lose the chest opening, guys. I apologize. I had not restarted my computer in a little bit, and it said memory was low. And look at this, oh my god, everything is getting crazy. He's going to go on ahead and put on that, and I get the zap in, and oh my goodness, I did not take any damage from that. That was nuts. So the Ice Golem is my hero. It's really will save you every single time. Lava Hound, this will be his last push. I mean, it's by the time the Lava Hound even gets over there, the game's going to be done, right? So this game's in the bag. Good game to Goo Levies. Yeah, so it takes, I mean, what is that? It was like 26 seconds whenever it started there. It's like an hour later, Lava Hound gets there. You just can't even drop a Lava Hound on the bridge. But that was a good game. Good luck to you, man. Change out that rage for a fireball. You'll have more success. I'm going to go on ahead and feature against this Zap Bait deck. This is the one. This is the guys. I tell you what. Confessions of the final boss. I absolutely despise Zap Bait decks. I don't like them at all. I get the reason that people use them, but I personally do not like them at all. So I mean, I don't know. It's just, it gets under my nerves, and it's just, they're annoying to play against. I get it, they're win, and they're, you know, they're good. I mean, if you wouldn't be annoyed by something if you didn't have issues with it, but just to me, it's just not. It's not a fun play style. I mean, Goblin barrel, mirroring fireballs. It's just not my flavor. So right here, I put down I already had the Musketeer down, and then put the Dark Goblin just to kind of help out. So we minimized some damage there. So it's a really good. He got a really nice fireball in there. That's cool. That was well played on his part. Musketeer will not get a shot in there. So, all right. So now we're gonna go on ahead and. It's time to go. He's going to wait for his furnace, of course. We're going to go on ahead and just kind of let that simmer on down. There's no point in zapping there because I'm just going to get annihilated if I do. So the Ice Spirit lives through all that, and I'm not going to take... oh, no, I'm just kidding. He got one spear in right there. I thought that he wasn't going to get in there. So, so next up, just going to go on ahead and slow roll with the Musketeer in the back. Just kind of sit here and chilling and waiting. Now he's going to give me some nice value for a fireball right there. I don't know why anybody would ever put a minion horde in the back. It's just that's not something I would recommend at all. But I am going to get my hog to the tower in here for 1, 2, and almost 3 hits in. But that minion horde is still going to be able to produce some decent damage. So I had to respond there with an Ice Spirit. Now the Dark Gob is really good at cleaning up the furnace. Great counter to all these spawner decks. Now look at this, dude. This guy has got some health to him, and he can do some work. He has range, I think, of the Royal Giant. So that's he can actually get in there, do some work on a tombstone. I actually saw him clean up the entire tombstone. We're gonna fireball. That's a common occurrence with this deck, and if you have a fireball, it's nice to have it. It's going to go on ahead and fireball your fireball that way. So this guy's just wanting to chip me away. So getting slightly, see, this is just, I don't know. It's just, I'm just not a big fan of all this. It's just like, hey, let me mirror Goblin barrel you all day. Like, check this out. I just don't think that's it's just not my strategy. It's just not the strategy I want to play. And anything else. So you guys don't hear too much negativity from me, but it's all good. So I typically win against these types of decks. It's just super irritating, and I don't know. It just feels like there's just better ways to play the game. So I got my Musketeer set on over here. I'm gonna go on ahead, and he throws the deep one. And I think I told you guys before about the secret to that is just to keep the look on the shadow, but got a nice fireball in there and give him the GG. All right. Alright, last but not least, we're playing against the Wolf, the Kings of Wars. And he's running a barbarian hut graveyard with elite barbarians. Alright, so he's puts down that, so our counter here is just to go on ahead and put down the musketeer. It's going to do a nice cleanup, and I'm going to go on ahead and put the hog behind the ice golem. So I can slide on by that, but he responds with elite barbarians. I've been seeing that happen a lot, and just wait, guys. Watch what this dark goblin, man. He's just going to town, He really cleans up. I mean, that took a lot. You have to spend a lot of elixir there. All right, so I have to put a cannon down. The cannon does handle the barbarians nicely. Especially when someone's using this type of deck, you figure you're using some kind of elite barbarian cycle, and that's their win condition. But then he threw me a curveball, and it goes on ahead and drops the graveyard. And check this out, just with a nice zap, the Dark Gob is so fast and speedy. He cleans up the graveyard super nicely, and so that's just another. I feel like this is a really good answer right now for kind of the meta. But you know, this is also something that you can use to you know, replace for the archers. So if you're using archers currently in your deck and you want to try something else out, then maybe this is going to be a great option. But I know it's a new card, not everybody can afford, you know, to use the gems like I am. But you know, at least now you have kind of a heads up of kind of, you know, first action and of what these things look like and if it's going to be something. But being a rare, I actually should have put the dart right there on the right hand side. He's so fast and speedy. He does dodge. He does go on ahead and dodge that. But yeah, so it's oh, look at that, 666. All right, so we're going to go on ahead and get our hog going and moving over there. Don't have a lot, but went ahead and put the cannon really close to the tower because I knew that he has the graveyard. So and that was kind of his setup right there. So put the Dark Goblin going ahead and handle the elite barbarians. Put the musketeer, he fireballs that, but now look at that cannon. The cannon is just going and doing some work. I got so much value out of that cannon and putting that in that placement. So he can't just fireball everything, guys. So I know you guys are like, well, it could be fireballed or it could be log. You can't just log everything. And you know, it's kind of nice if you're playing against a log user in a deck, is that then they can't go on ahead and log your Ice Spirit unless you put it in there. So that's just something you should be careful with. I tried to put the Ice Golem there, so that was almost dangerous. So, like, you know, you could obviously lose a tower pretty easy if you don't go on ahead, and we didn't make the mistakes that we did last time against the graveyard, and defended that one nice and easy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. So just if you want to use the Dark Goblin and you actually are lucky enough to get him up to level 7 this quick, you know, go on ahead and substitute him in for some archers, or in this case, this deck was, I was using the minions with it. I think this was the deck I was using for my anti-graveyard, or I was using archers for the musketeer. So you could kind of switch that up. You could even put the minions in for the musket, but the musket's just so good right now. Handles the lava hound. I probably wouldn't recommend it. I think this deck really gels well together. But just remember these two little combos, 700 damage, awesome even after it was zapped. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.